everybody to the second video, and in today's lesson I will be showing you how to get an input from a question that is shown on the window. Okay, so our last program that we used was the basic printing a word or a sentence, and what we are now going to do is we are going to go again from scratch and create just a normal like a question, and then you type something in. Okay, so it's basic. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to have an input. Now basically for Python is just input, but what we are going to do is we are going to make a variable which can store something, and a variable is declared by just typing like any random word in. Like for instance, we are going to use question, and okay, so question is going to get the input. Now if you don't understand, just watch further and then I'll show it. So we're going to type in question, and then we say equals, and then now we can start with the input. So we type in input, and then again the parentheses and apostrophe. The quotation marks. Okay, and then we can say what is your name. Okay, and you can end that off with another quotation mark, and set of quotation marks, and then close it. Okay, so that's just going to be let's quickly just run it. So we press F5, and it's going to ask what is your name, and I'm just going to type in Mark. Okay, and then it's not going to do anything else. Okay, so you might see here there is no space between name and Mark. So to do that, we just go to name there in our coding area. You go to after name, and then you just add a space. As easy as that, and you just run it again, and then it's going to ask what is your name, and then I can type it again, and as you can see there is a space. Okay, so what we are now going to do is we are just going to combine the input with the print that we did in the previous one. Okay, so we are then after, let's just go here after this, and then we press enter. So we start a new line for this, and then we are going to say print. Okay, so basically what we want to do is just print the dude's name or whoever typed it in. So we're going to type in print, and you do not, okay, let me just say it like this. Question, this variable here, has got now my name. Okay, so if I just run it again just to show you, whoopsie, now I just show you that. Okay, so if I just run it, it's going to ask what is your name, and then Mark. As soon as I press enter, okay, and then it's going to go on, then Mark is the question. So it like stores Mark. Question stores Mark, because we said here question equals Mark, or the what is your name, and then we gave a value to question. Okay, so what we are now going to do is we just want to show that value that we gave question. So we're going to type in print, and then question is equals to Mark, which we already typed in, and then we're just going to say question. So this time with no quotation marks, because if we do, it's just going to print question, and then it's not going to print Mark. But let me first show you what would happen if you put in quotation marks with question. So we're going to press F5 again, and then first it's going to ask what is your name. I'm going to type in Mark. So if I press enter, we want Mark to show, but because we have quotation marks, it's going to show question. So we just take out the quotation marks. Okay, so then it's just a normal black word. Quotations and everything like that is green, if you can see it. Okay, so we're going to print question like that, and then we just run it again. Okay, so we're going to type in Mark and then press enter, and then as you can see it prints Mark there. Okay, so what we now can do is take this a bit further. Okay, so we are going to combine now the printing anything you want and printing the person's name. So we want to say after he typed in his name, we want to print hello and then his name. So instead of like saying hello world, we just say hello and then question, which will be the name. Okay, so we first then just say hello like that, and we must put a space in because otherwise there's not going to be any space there. Okay, and then we want to close it now. So you might be thinking it's just going to print hello, but what we then do is we're going to add now the name question, and to add it you just put a comma in and then a space, and then you type in now question, but not with quotation marks. Question. Okay, like that, and then we must close it and it will highlight it to show that it is now properly closed and it's going to work. Okay, so just one more, just quickly going through just before we run it. So question is an input, which is what is your name. Okay, as soon as we type in our name and press enter, question will be equal to the name which you typed in. Okay, so then it can be like in your head you can say question equals, and then say now you typed in Bob, then you can say question in your head equals Bob, just like that. Okay, now we want to print Bob's name, but we want to say hello Bob, so like a greeting. So then we say print in quotation marks hello, like that, and then we want to add Bob after the hello. So to do that we just added a comma, which is like a plus because it adds it together, and then we just say question, which is going to be Bob. Okay, if it doesn't make sense, then this is, you just have to figure it out. But I'm not trying to be ugly or mean or anything. I'm just trying to explain it in my way, how I would understand it if I was learning a new language. Okay, so then we press F5 to run. Okay, and then it will ask what is your name. I'm going to type in Bob for now, and then it's going to say hello Bob, just like that. Okay, so, and you can also run it again, say Mark, and it's going to say Mark again. So it will work with any name, no matter how long it is. Well, that's if it wants to. Oh, there we go. A bit of lag, but then it's going to say hello whatever you typed in. Okay, so thanks guys for watching, and then this was the second video of learning Python, and I will in future put more complicated stuff for the more advanced people, but I'm also not that far, but I'm quite far past beginners. I'm kind of like intermediate, so yeah. Okay, so thanks guys for watching, and then if you did enjoy this, please leave a like down below, and then I will see you guys in my next video.